So in our last episode, we created a new game. We chose our opponent, its name, and selected a dictionary and click create game. So right now, we are we are navigated to a new page, but this page feels completely different. As you can see, there are many things that is happening here than our previous page that we understand. So this new game page was basically a form, but right now our current page is a different and entire application. Before we look at the code, just look at the screen. Look at everything React has to keep track of. The scores, the tile bag, the AI suggestion move list, the buttons, the rack, including our move history. As you can see, this isn't just displaying information anymore. This page is looking like this is constantly changing, which means React has to remember all of it somehow. So we're gonna divide this into different sections. We're gonna break our UI into systems. As we reverse engineer this page, do not think of ordinary HTML. We think of systems. So first, we're gonna go to our scoreboard here in this section. Next is we're gonna go to our board itself. So this is the most important part of our current system. Every square has to know whether it's empty or it contains a tile or maybe something else. Status message. You're seeing here. This is a status message. So every time we click a tile, it adjusts what type of message is gonna show. Why does this change? Next, our action buttons. We have undo, pass, which shows a modal, exchange, AI hint, and we even have, lastly, our submit button. So each of these buttons does something completely different, right? Which means somewhere inside our game, the TSX, each one probably has its own function. So next system that we're gonna understand is our rack, our current rack here. ATERLON. So these aren't just letters. React has to remember each one of these, which letters I currently have right now, and which ones I have played, and which ones I have selected. You see, we even have our game tools here. So we have tile bags, we have AI suggestion, just like the action buttons. Interesting. These tools don't even belong to the board, they are separate tools. Next system is our move history. React also has to remember everything that has been played or what happened. We're gonna go to our VS Code right now. Let's just split the screen. So here in our Game.tsx, let's close others. Just Game.tsx pop out. We're gonna indent this right to be human readable. Okay, there you go. So we're gonna go to the landing page or part of the function. I'm gonna go export default function game. So now that I have what I'm looking for, let's see how React built all of these systems. What I see right now is many use states. Wow, we have a really a lot of use states. Remember all of the systems that we have identified a while ago? Here's how React remembers all of them. Like you see here in the board, current rack, right? Selected rack ID, tile bags, pass button, feedback, the score. Let's see if we try to change this. Right now it's 301. So if we change this default to 306, this becomes 306. Yeah, just tested that one. So many things. Scoreboard. See, up to this point, I do not need to move around. We see here useMemo. We're gonna understand this later on. So a while ago, NewGame.tsx here taught us how to trace one value. But right now, in our game, the TSX, we understand the UI and translate it into different systems. And each system has its own state to keep in memory. And those systems should have a function that lets you alter what it can do and how to monitor it. We are understanding now the behavior. So that progression feels more engaging. So we're just gonna explain the new concepts that we are encountering here. useMemo. useMemo is a hook in React that lets you calculate values once and reuses them instead of recalculating every render. Next is our record string. This is a TypeScript type that lets you describe the board itself as an object with the coordinates of 7 and 8. We are also introduced to custom types like BoardTile. This is a custom type. So let's go back to our useMemo. Why is there a useMemo here? In NewGame.tsx, we don't have it here. So as you can see, we have a counts and get and scene counts. We also seeing this spread operator. Why is this such state? What is React trying to avoid recalculating? So meaning spread operator are you just copy everything else of the board variable, also the pending. Since we're not changing anything from the board and pending, copy this as is. Let's go back to our record string. What is this? So if we go to our board, we can see this 7 by 7, each of these tiles. So 7 horizontal, x-axis, 7 y-axis. So each of these two-dimensional corresponds to a tile position or address. So instead of storing this board as a giant 15 by 15 array, this project stores only the occupied squares, which are these. So meaning the board itself, if it's not occupied, there's no tile in here, just copy as is. That's why we see spread operators. Only do changes, apply changes if a tile was placed. That's why we are calculating.